Hello, everybody. I'm here at Mountain Metaphysical. Every week we like to have a goddess meditation class, to teach other people about, different goddesses of different pantheons while also practicing meditation. And you know me, easy everyday forms of meditation that are like ridiculously easy. Like you could do while you're driving or while you're sleeping. So I decided to hop in and talk to you guys about the goddess that we were working with tonight. And if anybody shows up live, I'll totally do some readings. I figured that was a nice little trade. So first off, the goddess that we were going to work with tonight was Ananke. If you don't know who she is, she's fucking fantastic. The goddess Ananke, she is a part of the Greek pantheon and actually so old she could probably borderline be a titan. Hi, Brenda. And we're just doing some goddess talk while I'm here. Like to the point where she could almost be a titan, but also, but she's not quite a titan. She's one of those original goddesses of the Greek pantheon that were specific things that you needed to do, or needed to be. So she is the goddess of necessity. And the reason why that she's the goddess of necessity is she is meant to be the epitome of literally anything that you absolutely need. Hi, Juanita. I saw your message. I keep forgetting to answer you, but I did see your message. I will go ahead and answer you tonight, right after I hop off the live. I figured I'd be here for a few minutes and do some readings. So, the goddess Ananke, her cool little backstory is all about, she's just the epitome of everything that we need. And the cool thing about her is she is the mate to Kronos, okay? Not Titan Kronos, who ate Zeus and all his siblings and, got tricked by thinking Zeus was a stone in his belly. Not that Kronos. Hi, Lauren. I'm talking about Kronos with a K, the keeper of time. So time and necessity, Ananke, are mates. And their lore consists that before the world was created by the Big Bang, the previous universe was created by the Big Crunch, okay? So Ananke and Kronos, keeper of time, both combine themselves as snakes. So hence why tonight's meditation circle was all about a Kundalini activation. We were going to start at the root and work our way to the top in a really intense kind of thing. So both take the form of snakes and they wrap themselves around the egg of the universe, our universe that we are now. And then when they constricted themselves, it made it burst open, and that's what caused the Big Bang. So they caused the Big Crunch, and then the Big Bang happened. So that's the lore for Ananke. And the thing about necessity is this is our need to breathe, our need to eat. It's not the food itself or the air itself. It is the need for human beings to do this because it is a part of our physiological makeup. It is a part of our anatomy that we have to do some of these things. So that is where she comes in. And anything that you need, that's where she originates, and the cool thing about her, the lesson that she really teaches us is that when you have something that is born out of necessity, then you learn to prioritize yourself a little bit more. You learn to be a lot kinder to yourself, and you learn to really let things go more with the flow when it comes to yourself. So this means taking care of your body's necessity needs. Sometimes when we have very deficient root chakra energy, like in the post that I talked about today about our chakras, because chakras are the knees of the bees, when we are so deficient in our root chakra, that can turn into things of abusing our physical body in ways that we don't even think about. That's not allowing ourselves to breathe. That's not allowing ourselves to eat when we're supposed to, or sleep when we're supposed to. Hi, Megan. I'm glad to see you here. I hope you're doing awesome. That's not allowing ourselves to get enough water. Okay, that's really important. I know that's a big thing of mine. This can also come in forms of abuse. So if you have a habit of biting your nails or of not taking care of cuts and burns, anything that happens to your body that you don't take care of or you purposely do, like eat your hair or you bite your lip. I have a hard time doing that. I don't bite my nails, I bite my cuticles. So if you do stuff like that, that can sometimes, especially if done in accession, shows a really deficient root chakra, because you are so upset with what is going on around you, especially in anxiety situations, that you are punishing yourself. And therefore, the goddess of necessity ain't gonna be too happy with you, okay? Any of the goddesses of necessity. Because remember that when it comes to goddess work, if you've never done that before, or if you need a nice little refresher, goddesses and gods, all the different pantheons tell their stories of how the world was created. But every pantheon, every civilization has their own version. Hence why we have some gods and goddesses that rule the same things, but different names and slightly different origin stories, right? It's that idea of when we did the introduction to chakras workshop, we talked about the Rainbow Road and how almost every civilization on Earth has something to do with rainbows. Isis has the seven stoles on her, and then we have the Greek goddess Iris. No, Iris is something else. It starts with an I though. Hi Jennifer. Hi Adrian. But all these goddesses all rule different things, but they have similar ideals, right? So you're going to find a goddess of necessity, even if Ananke does not speak to you, like personally, you're going to find her and her morals and different goddesses or gods of necessity throughout different pantheons if you do your research. Now, what was I going to say? I was channeling. Does anybody have any questions? I was channeling and totally just lost my train of thought. I was going to say something about Ananke. But if you want to work with Ananke, okay, I'd recommend Kundalini Activations. They're super awesome. Oh, I remember those of you who have the Dreams of Gaia Tarot deck. I was going to bring that tonight, but I decided, because I got my fabulous True Black Tarot, that I was going to bring that instead. And that's what we'll do readings from super quick. That if you have the death card, the death and rebirth card in there, that's literally Ananke, the snake, wrapping around the egg of the universe before the big crunch. That's literally what death and rebirth is in the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. So when we get home, if I remember, if you guys remind me and tag the shit out of me and remind me, I will totally hop on and show you guys a picture of that, because it's awesome. That's one of my favorite death cards. Hi, Sky. So how are you guys feeling about Ananke? Even if you popped in, does she sound kind of cool? Does she sound kind of weird? Let me know. If you really like her, give me hearts and likes. I'd appreciate it. I'm also like surrounded by 3 familiar cats. If you are ever in the Colorado Springs area, come see me, please. And we will go to Mountain Metaphysical, where I am right now. They make their own in-house oils at the little altar right there. They've got 3 familiar cats walking around. One of them likes to go sit on the blue moonstone over by the window and just get it covered in cat hair. But she's wonderful. All the little oils are over there. The lights are streaming from the ceiling. It's fabulous. Megan says, this is the first time I've heard of her. Yeah, she's not a well-known goddess. Another place that you can find her, do they have the book here? I bet they do, but I don't want to move away from the camera, is if you have the 365 Days of Goddesses books, where every day it's a goddess and an affirmation. She is February 7th. Ananke is February 7th. You can go take a look at her. Awesome. I'm glad it's making sense. People are getting lots of hearts and likes. I love it. So while I'm here, I figured I'd chill here for about 15, 20 more minutes. The 365 Days of Goddesses. Let me see if I go find it. If you want a reading, though, pop in the chat below a question for me. I'm going to use my new True Black Tarot, and I'm going to pull some cards. Let me go see if I can find that book real quick. Hang on. I am here. Let's see. Damn. Nope, it's not here. But I do have the book at home. And if you guys remind me about that as well, I can take a picture of that and show you guys. Yep, that's today. So she's supposed to be the goddess for today. Awesome sauce. Lauren says, I'd like one, just a general reading for February, please and thank you. Absolutely. I can do that. I'll use my pretty new deck, which I did the interview for this deck. And, oh my God. It was ridiculous. The interview for this deck was super, it's not a very nurturing deck. It's all about enlightenment, which is super great. I'm going to give this a really good shuffle. That's why it's taking a second. But I'm interested to see how it reads for other people. Because for me, it said where we could go together was the devil. And I'm taking it more as in, it's going to help me learn how to have less shiny object syndrome and move on forward. Yeah, if you do the interview with the deck, by the way, if you're watching replays and you want to do the interview for the deck, I am taking the interview straight from my Quick Start to Reading Tarot Intuitively challenge. It's on the first day, and you can go ahead and go grab it from there. If you, however, hop into the Maidens course, like the Maidens program for the semester that's coming out, well, that's open for enrollment right now, we go into it in more in-depth version in the very first week. Whoa! Bad tarot reader. I dropped my cards. Okay. No, that's not upside down. That's the Hanged Man. It's supposed to be that way. Oh, that's a wonderful question, Juanita. So when you interview the cards, because it's a piece of cardstock, right? All you're doing is seeing behind the intentions of the person who created the deck, how it meshes with your energy. So you follow a certain spread that I made and lay out a card for each one. And that is really your first practice in, that's your first practice in intuitively reading. You're noticing how many majors are there or how many minors. But you are getting to know the deck. It's like you're sitting down and getting to know a friend for the first time. Because all of your friends have different specialties, right? We have friends who are better with love questions and some who are better with more practical things. Same thing for your decks. Every deck of yours speaks a little differently and will do better with certain questions. That's all you're really doing. That's a fabulous question, by the way. We don't do a lot of tarot chats anymore, so that's a really good question. Let's see. Okay, so you just wanted a general one, Lauren. Okay? Okay. Ooh. You got Ace of Wands. It's a feather, so I automatically think swords, but it's actually Ace of Wands. So your thing for February is just about finding focus and writing again, because I know you're Miss Writer. You need to be writing a lot more. But it's really more about finding that clarity and that focus, because if you notice, this script that's been written in this gold quill, it continues into the background, so you can't see it anymore. So your creativity is endless. And your thoughts and your ideas are endless. You just need to pick up the pen and start. You just need to sit down and actually apply yourself, right? My husband frickin' wants my daughter's cake pop. Go away. I'll be home in a minute. Yes, Jordan, if you're watching this, you can have her cake pop. Jeez. But that's really what I'm getting here. You've been coming out of this phase of confusion that I really feel like it would help you to sit down and to just brain dump it all out, and that'll help you get your focus on where you want to go next. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense, Lauren. Megan says, I need to think of a question since I'm going through an identity crisis still. Well, if you want just a card to see what your next step is to move on through it, I'm totally happy to do that. just let me know. Jennifer wants a general. What do I need to hear? Cool. Brenda wants general. Sky, am I finally on the right path with my new business idea and plan? Ooh, that sounds like something for Psychic Coaching Tuesdays. But I can definitely do that. Jennifer says I have to put my, I have to put this deck on my list. Awesome. Like one, what do I need to be doing for the month of February, please? Absolutely. Makes complete sense. Fabulous. Hi, Jackie. Cousins. Cousins are in here. Hi, Danielle. Another one of my fabulous maidens. I'm glad it makes sense. Awesome. So Megan, if you let me know what kind of question that you want, or what kind of card you want, or if you just can't think of one, I'll tap in and pull one. Let me know. Hi. Lauren says, I've gotten to a good place and feel like you need to go back to bases. You can totally do that. You can absolutely do that. Megan says, yes, please, I'm in a spiritual limbo and afraid to do anything because of religious indoctrination. Ooh, shit. That's really important. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. See, the way that I like to intuitively read is don't tell me names and stuff. Or any of that kind of stuff. I just want to see, I need to know about the situation, right? So when you tell me, it helps me. So I appreciate you doing that. Juanita says, how do you choose your cards? I don't own any cards. Ooh, so you're baby. Okay, so as I shuffle to get Megan's card, there are all kinds of little myths on how you can pick your cards. Some people are like, you need to go to a metaphysical shop and you need to feel the energy of the cards and see what attracts you. I have a really like not blonde. I have a very ditzy kind of voice for like the people that do the tarot myths. So yeah. So, the key is see what art you like the best. And the deck that you need, you will find. My first deck, I really wanted something to help me with my magical practice because I was brand new. Because the one I was gifted to me, my roommate just chucked at my face and was like, here you go. It was the Enchanted World Tarot. Now it's the Zen Faber deck. I still don't like that deck. It doesn't like me either, but I don't like that deck. So I wanted to get my own. And I had kept going online because I didn't have a metaphysical shop in the area. And I kept looking at decks on Barnes & Noble. And that's where I got my Witch's Tarot. And then I wanted an Oracle deck, and I did the same thing. And I found the really pretty Wisdom of the Golden Path Oracle. That was my next one. Hi, Althea. Hope you're doing awesome. And then I found my Dreams of Gaia. I was like, oh my God, this deck looks beautiful, but holy shit, it's on a completely different system and it's confusing. That's okay. Every deck came with its own kind of thing. So all that really matters in the beginning is, do you relate to the artwork? And that will help the best. Refocusing in on Megan's, because it's been a minute that I've been shuffling. Okay. Megan. Oh shit, this is a new card. Oh, this is a new card. Like, not even a part of the regular arcana. Oh shit. I gotta think about this for a second. Okay. Okay. So what you've got, Megan, is I don't want to fuck up the pronunciation. It's going to make me mad. Anant. I'm going to say Anant. Bloom, if you want to attempt to say that. Is Anant. And the idea is that you are in a rebirthing phase. You feel like you're lost in the middle of nowhere, kind of like this. Which, actually, the background behind this, the reason why I also love this deck, because this counts as a major. This was the last one in the deck. Like, woo, you can see the stars. This is supposed to talk about a section of the universe called Bernard 67? Looking at the book. 68. This is why we read the book. Bernard 68. Because it's a dark nebula in one of the constellations. And it looks like a blank space, but in reality, if you were to use a high enough beam to look through it, you would be able to see that there are over 1,000 stars on the other side of the nebula, or inside of the nebula. But it's so pitch black, it looks like nothing is there. And the idea with this card, you get the special card, is it feels like you are in the middle of nowhere right now. But you just have to turn your lights on to the right frequency. You know, you just have to view things from the perspective of that you are starting over. Because this is supposed to be at the end of, hello kitty. This is supposed to be at the end of the major arcana, the end of the cycle for this particular deck. That's the time when you start over. Usually you end at the World and then you start again at the Fool so that you can restart your journey all over again, you know? But this is kind of telling you that even though you are advanced, because notice it's a golden baby and it's a snake, right? It's more that you feel like you're in a void right now, when in reality, you are just incubating for your next birth. The womb is the ultimate dark vortex, right? You can't see shit in there. But the baby doesn't know that it's surrounded by billions of molecules and cells, by all of this ambiotic. It knows that it's swimming, right? Like this baby is swimming. But it doesn't know that all of that is keeping it alive. It doesn't know that anytime mommy eats food, it goes down into the umbilical cord and it's in the amniotic fluid so the baby can taste it and things like that. They don't know that shit. They just know, ooh, mommy ate hot Cheetos, you know? So that's what you're doing right now. The universe is gestating you for your next cycle, for your next fool's journey. And it feels like shit right now and it feels like you're lost, but allow yourself to be lost for a moment and just reminisce over the things you've learned because you are moving into your next phase. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense, please. And I'm going to breeze through these because I talk a lot and I have to go on through. But let me know if that makes sense for you, Megan. I love that card now that I've gotten to actually do it. Let's see. Jennifer wanted a general. Good. Jennifer, these are too big to overhand. I gotta do them like this. Well, not too big, they're too thick. My Dreams of Gaia is bigger than this, but these are super thick. Okay, Jennifer, general. Ooh, 9 of Cups. Look at the cute little baby squid. Look at the adorable squiddy. So you are in a beautiful spot, right? Especially emotionally, especially with your abilities. You just feel like you're not 100% confident in it, hence why you're at the 90%, right? I'm sorry, this is 8, my mind. 8 of Cups. So it feels like you're a little bit lost right now. You're slowly getting there. So you're at 80%, not 90% confidence level because you haven't completely found your click. You found a place that is almost exactly where you want to be because notice the squid has got this rounded shape. It's in a place of rounded shapes because of all the clear glass, but it's not finding its squid family. So your next step then for February is to find your little squid family. Okay? You're in the right place. You just got to look a little bit more into the void. Well, not void, but you got to look a little bit more around you, right? So that's really your thing right now, is that you're very close. You just have to keep on going. It feels discouraging, but you just have to keep going. Let me scroll to make sure stuff is making sense. Let me know if that makes sense, Jennifer. Megan says, wow, you nailed how I'm feeling lately and showed me that next step. I need to be patient. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Like, you're fabulous. I'm more than happy to help you. Thank you for asking. Danielle's like, that was the best description of that card. It's been harder one for me. Yeah, that's funky, right? But this is why I like doing readings live, because then we can all learn together and talk to each other. No! I know, Kitty, I think your name's Brigid. I think your name's Brigid. I'm sorry if it's not Brigid. You can't see Kitty. What was that look on my face? Oh my god. Hi, Paula. Okay. Let's go through. I think it's Juanita next. Nope. Brenda. Brenda is general. Thank you for coming to sit by me. I can't give you hugs right now because I got cards in my hand. Brenda, general. Brenda. No. There we go. Brenda. Go back to dancing. Okay. Honey, I don't want you to freak out for a second. Please don't freak out. There's a reason why this is here, okay? You got the devil, okay? I love this devil. This devil is so cool. And the cool thing about this devil, which is another reason why you need to read through author's notes when you get your decks, okay? Because it'll tell you things that you wouldn't have thought about unless you read the author's notes. Read the author's notes. So, the reason there's all these little crystals in the background, there's a psychological test that they did. Let me get the exact name because this author is awesome and they put the exact name in here. Devil, there we go. Milgram's experiment that they did to test to see how so many innocent people did exactly what the Nazis told them to do. They did a test called Milgram's experiment. And they did it with 40 people, and 28 of those people, the crystals that you see there at the bottom that are holographic, continued doing the test until lethal doses of electricity were administered to the actor in the other room. If you need to learn more about Milgram's experiment, go read up on it. It's actually really good. They did a video and everything on it. It's really good. I had to learn about it in psychology. And all the other blank spaces are people that did not continue. They stopped. Okay? The idea behind this devil card is that you were just doing as you were told. Right? And it feels like right now that you are one of those 28 little dots. That you're just saying, I was just doing as I was told. I can't help that I'm this way. Or I can't help that things have turned out to be this way because I was just doing as I was told. But the thing is, when it comes to the devil, it's looking at our shadow side. It's looking at the things that we don't particularly want to take a look at. And right now, because I know that you're in a place of rest and you're in a place of really taking care of yourself, it's time to take a look at the things that your inner devil, your inner critic, or whoever else that you've taken guidance from, you've been paying attention to and followed everything to a fucking T and figure out, okay, why didn't it work? That's really what has to happen right now. Because then what we're doing is preventing your tower moment. Remember, the tower comes after the devil. We don't want it to fall the fuck apart, okay? We want you to skip ahead to the star, okay? Or go to the moon and then the sun and keep on going and going and going through your fool's journey. We want you to skip, okay? But I want you to take a look at that because you are so generous and kind and nurturing that in order to make other people happy, you will follow what they want you to do. And then you get discouraged because you have so much information in your head that you're just like, what the fuck do I listen to now? So that's really my guidance for you is to don't do deep shadow work, especially because of the health place that you're in right now, but maybe sit down with a journal or a tape recorder and just talk yourself out about all the things that you've tried with your business or your life or whatever you're working on right now, like that is particularly bugging you, and think it through. Blurt all of it out and see, who did I follow? Why did I start doing this? And go down that rabbit hole a little bit. But don't get so deep that you can't say, okay, this is how we fix it, right? We want to get to the point where we're like, I did this, I accept it, now let's get the next steps to fall out of it, right? And I know you and me are working on some next steps for you to be successful anyway, but that's what I'd recommend from this card. Let me know if that makes sense. You're doing fabulous. You just gotta do a little bit of the dark night of the soul kind of stuff right now. Okay. Whoa. Let's look. Let's see. Hi, Paula. That's okay. Yes, I'm picking cards, but I'm only going to take like another 2 or 3. 1, because I have no charger for my phone, and then 2, I have to get home. Let's see. Jennifer says, true, finding that core group to expand has been hard, and I have been alone in my journey. Thank you. Absolutely. I'm more than happy to help. Hi, Tracy. We got our new maiden and our new Cronin in here. Yes. Tracy, yes, it's quite horrifying, isn't it? I learned about it in psych class, too. Eek. Yeah, it's awesome. Like, I actually thought it was fucking fascinating. When it comes to psychology, especially the weird stuff like schizophrenia, I will sit there and learn about it, like, all fucking day. Jennifer says, I wrote a paper on that test in my advanced psych class. Ooh. Let's see. Megan says, what deck is that again? I'm in love with the artwork. This is the True Black Tarot. So if you, I'm not going to say the price on here. Go to trueblacktarot.com and go take a look at the price yourself. No, I'll be honest. I'll say it out loud. It's $95 with shipping.